Hello, everybody, and welcome to my first YouTube Live to celebrate Giving Tuesday. So, thank you for joining me and checking out this YouTube live stream. So, I heard it's best to start with a summary. I actually want to talk a little bit about Giving Tuesday. I'm going to talk a bit about, spiritually speaking, about abundance, giving, and gratitude, and why it is so important. I want to do a healing boost so we can all boost our abundance because it's so important to actually give from abundance. A lot of times people give from scarcity and then they have huge problems because they don't have enough for themselves. And then we get into this cycle where everybody is giving too much and we all are suffering. And of course, I will be doing some mini readings with my 100% Positivity Oracle. If you watch some of my videos on my YouTube channel, you notice that I use these quite a lot every week for the Positive Week Boost. And of course, I will use them in my practice as well for healing work. It is my own oracle that I actually made because I wanted to have something that was 100% positive. So it's wonderful for healing and it's wonderful for creating more positivity, but it's not quite easy to use to predict the future because, of course, the future is not always 100% positive. So there'll be some readings as well. And I'm saying hello to a new viewer. Hi, Anna. Sorry, Anne. This is my first YouTube live stream. So I hope you give me some grace. And I've been telling the viewers what the live stream is going to be about. So after some positivity readings, I will do a spiritual exercise, and then I will end with a giveaway, which I also love. One of the things I love about the giving season is the advent calendars, and some of my favorite things are getting free stuff. Of course, you can be on the list and you have to wait a little bit when you can choose if you want to have a personal boost or a positivity reading. First, I'd like to explain a little bit about Giving Tuesday and why I love this holiday. Some people might know that I live in Holland and we do not have, of course, Thanksgiving. But for some real weird reason, we started getting Black Friday, which is, I think, because Dutch people also love sales and discounts. And it actually started to become Black Friday week and Black Friday month, which is horrible, I think. And we do not have Giving Tuesday as much as I would like, which is, of course, started to remind people that life's not about buying stuff, but it's about sharing yourself, being grateful, and supporting your communities. So that is why I was like, definitely I'm doing Giving Tuesday. And this is, I think, my third year. Last year I didn't do that because I was quite busy, so I had to pass. And this year I'm even busier because I'm a new mom and our daughter is 16 weeks. But I was definitely going to do a live stream to celebrate anyway, especially because I am very, very deeply grateful that she's here. So that is why I love Giving Tuesday, because it's connecting people in 73 countries are doing something for their communities. So I want to talk a little bit, spiritually speaking, about abundance and giving. And don't forget, you can put in the chat if you want to be part of the healing booth or if you like a small reading. And I will sometimes type a little bit for the people in the chat who are joining. But spiritually speaking, I really think that it's important that giving is done from a place of abundance. When we're abundant in our time, in our energy, when we sparkle, when we have a lot of energy, it is very easy to give. And then giving becomes this stream of even more positivity because our abundance fills up other people and they become abundant. So it is so important when you do that from a space of abundance. That's why there will be a little abundance exercise later in the live stream after the booths and healings, because it is great to share in your abundance. And sometimes people are telling me, like, I don't have any abundance, I don't have any money. And I tell them, you still have maybe an abundance of time, or abundance of energy, an abundance of skills that are needed. And if you move from a sense of abundance, then you will definitely get a lot of benefits from sharing yourself. And then we have a positive flow for everybody. So that is why, spiritually speaking, if you're not in a place of abundance, I recommend that you work on your receiving so you can get to a place of abundance, because then it's much, much easier to help each other. So definitely go and find people who are abundant and are willing to share, and make sure that you recharge yourself so that you actually can be abundant. So that is a little spiritual talk in between. And I'd like to boost abundance for all of us. And I do love that saying a rising tide lifts all ships. And when we actually have a flow of abundance, everybody is gaining. So again, if you want to join in the boost, if there's something you'd like to have boosted, just put it in the chat. I'm reading it at the same time. So sometimes I'll look a little distracted, but it's hard sometimes to multitask. So by boosting our abundance, if you're watching the stream later on, and I'm hoping I figure out exactly how to do that, you can still just join in. So one of the first things I do is when I give an energy boost is usually I tell people to sit in a relaxed fashion. So you can breathe in and out, or some water or your favorite beverage, to make sure that after any type of healing, you can recharge yourself and you can ground. That's really important in energy work. And you'll find a lot of exercises on my blog about how to ground, how to cleanse yourself, etc. So I'll be doing the boost first, and then I will be answering Anne's question. I see it right now, and I'll just let her know that she'll be answered in a bit. So for the healing boost, sit in a nice fashion, breathe in and out. If you prefer to close your eyes, do so. Make sure your feet are on the ground. And just breathe in and out. And allow this energy that I'm sending out to reach you and fill you up. And just imagine that this golden energy of abundance is starting to flow through you from the top of your head, gently like a shower, and warming you inside and out. Because healing abundance is always showered upon us. And just embrace this feeling of being loved and supported, and being open to receive all the goodness that we all deserve. And just sit with that feeling of being cherished for who you are, not for what you do, but for who you are. And when we feel treasured and loved and abundant, and you're totally filled up, just allow even more to come so you're overflowing. And just sit in that abundant energy and allow it to make you feel happy and whole. And then pick somebody that you would like to send it energy to. And it might be a family member, it could be your pet. And just ask that that energy be sent to them so that they can feel cherished and abundant and supported and loved. And then just take a deep breath. Open your eyes if you close them. Take a sip of your beverage and return to the now. So on my YouTube channel, I have a lot of manifestation meditations that you can do if there are energies that you want to work with, or that you want to or that you want to experience because you haven't. And that is really easy. That I highly recommend that you do that. They're usually around 5 minutes long, so it's perfect if you just have a little time in between meetings, or if you just want to do something before bed and manifest this kind of energy with me. And I thank you all for everybody who was available for the Healing Boost. If you want to have another one for a specific problem, don't hesitate to put it in the chat. I will actually go and do that as well for you. So in the chat, you can ask for healings or for readings. So now we're going to do the reading, and Anne is the only one so far who written a question. Sometimes I ask people to send me their questions in advance, but to actually do that. So that's why I thought, let's just see who shows up for the live stream to ask questions. So hi, Anne. Your question is, I was waiting for a response from the person, a male friend. It's been several days with no reply. Will he respond anytime soon? So as a question, that one's quite difficult because soon is very personal. For some people, soon is the next 5 minutes. And for other people, soon is in the next few days. But I'm understanding that you would like to know if he's going to respond, and how the connection is between the two of you. Don't hesitate to respond to me on the chat. if you hear something that you want to respond to, I try to talk a little slower and take breaks in between so you have some time to actually type, because I cannot see if you're typing or not. I can only see a finished message. So if you send me a message, make sure that they are short, and that way I know that you're responding. So you wrote now that you live long distance and you're not sure if you want to stay friends. That's really hard. I just posted today on my blog about relationship compatibility, which counts, of course, for romantic relationships, but also a bit about friendships, about the expectations we have and mutual goals and ways we like to live and how we like to be treated. So it seems to me like you have put a lot of time and investment in this friendship, and more than he has done. And that's often very difficult feeling to have, that you're the one always, connecting. And it's really tough to feel like, if you're wanted or not, and if this is the right thing for you to do or not. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to draw a positivity card just to send you some good energy about this whole situation, which is very tough. And I have sincere. Let me just, there. So sincere is a throat chakra energy, and it's really all about how we communicate. And I think you've been very sincere, and I also feel that you are a kind of person who really likes to talk emotionally, and be able to speak about how you're feeling and being very clear on that. And that is a very good quality. And a lot of time, it's very hard for people because when we're sincere, so you actually should be very proud of yourself that you've been honest and sincere about who you are and what you would like to do, even when it's not being received the way you would like. So you wrote that you know each other in person, but you have not been friends for much of a long time. And uh, yeah, I can understand that. You were telling, that's why I talked about relationships, romantic relationships, compatibility. And it's tough because it doesn't seem like there's the same feeling on the other end. And of course, I always want to give people good news, but life is not always about good news. So I don't think that he's going to respond in the way you would like. And I'm sorry to have to tell you that, because um, I feel that the ideas that you have about what you want in a relationship is not the same as what he would like. And because of that, you are not a really good match together, even though you do feel. I don't think that he's going to give you much closure, because I think he's a little cowardly in that. It's really tough when you put yourself out there and you've been sincere. I think it's likelier that he's either going to ignore that, or he's going to send a message kind of pretending you didn't send the previous one, whenever he feels like he wants to chat with you again. And I hope you have the respect to actually tell him that no, this is not how you should be treated. And that is not the kind of thing that you need. So, what you really do need is to find and nurture a relationship that works for you, and to have somebody who actually cares for you. And that's really important. So, you are a very heart centered person, you're very emotional, mature in that. So, you need somebody also who's willing to nurture you and who's able to be there for you, and who has enough love to share that. And if there's going to be future communication, I see one of two things happening. Either he's just going to ignore it and you will hear nothing, or he's going to ignore it, and the next time that he feels like he wants to chat, he's just going to ignore your previous message and pretend that he didn't get it. Okay, so I'm just going to write it down. So either he's going to ignore your message, or he's going to and not say anything anymore. I wrote it down for you. So either he's going to ignore your message and there will be no communication anymore, or he will ignore it and pretend he didn't get it next time he wants to chat. And the problem is, next time he wants to chat is on his timeline, like whenever he feels that he wants to give you some attention, which is not really what you want in a romantic partner. So I don't put my hopes up on hearing anytime soon, and soon for me would be in the next 24 to 48 hours. So I'm sorry. I wish I had better news for you, and that would be something better for you. And thank you still for asking your question. So the timeline is dependent basically on his life and the decisions he's making in his life. So whenever he's like bored or something happens, he will communicate with you again and not before. Timeline in exact time, it more has to do with that on his list and that he's just going to say something whenever he feels like it. And that is not a good place to be for a romantic partner. So I wish I had better news, especially on a day like today where it's good to be grateful and abundant. But sometimes we also should be grateful that people show us who they are. And even that is not something that we'd like to see, at least we have some clarity on that. It would be nicer if everybody would just actually be clear in their communication and be sincere back. But for a lot of people, that is really hard. So they tend to be cowardly or they tend to hide behind things. And especially with online communication, it's very easy, long distance, to just not answer back, to just ghost people, or to pretend like you didn't get a message next time you chat. No, I agree. It's not nice at all. I'm sorry. You deserve better. So, if there's anybody else who would like to have a reading or a healing boost, be sure to speak up. I see some people joining, and then I can see some people moving. At least I see just a number. So, I don't know who's been there and who isn't. Um, you're very welcome, and I wish I had better news. So, um, just be sure that if you're joining in and you want a reading or a healing, it is free today, just this small thing. Normally, I do longer sessions and I have free intakes to actually talk to people about what they want to know, and I will tailor any readings to your specific answers you're looking for, as well as in healings actually check where the problem is so we can discuss that. If you'd like to know more about my healing work, you can also see on my channel my True Unity videos, which are free 5-minute videos where you can actually see the healing technique I use. Okay, that was my adapter moving down. The healing technique I use, that is actually of my own design after doing healing work for over 20 years now and 15 years as a professional. Life goes really quickly for some reason. And I know people always say that I look really young, which I think is a wonderful compliment, but I'm in my 40s. So I have some experience under my belt, even though I am very grateful that I'm youthful looking. So definitely check out the True Unity videos with many common blockages and common problems, and try it at home and see if that works for you. So I am, of course, available for anybody who wants to have some healing work done or who wants to have a reading. I really think I'm blessed that I'm able to give this hour of my time in my abundance of time. Of course, sometimes I wish I had more than 24 hours in a day, especially now I'm taking care of my daughter. I wish I had more hours to prepare and more hours to do lots of things. Um, but in the 24 I have, I'm grateful that I can give this hour to whoever is joining in right now, who has joined in previously in the live stream, who's been in my Instagram lives, and who might be watching this back tomorrow or the day after, once I've hopefully figured out how to put this on my YouTube channel and maybe edit the stream a little bit. So definitely am grateful for that. I feel it's so important to be able to share your talents with the world. And that is what I love about Giving Tuesday, because I see a lot of people give their talents, their time, their energy. And yes, it's also great to give money. I like money. I'm not going to lie. I like money to be able to buy the things I need to buy and to be able to live in my house and stuff like that. But I appreciate it so much. For that, I am just going to do a reading for everybody who's going to tune in later. So if you just tune in and it's like, hey, this is for me. Yes, this is for you. So positive energy for everybody who's going to watch this back is wonderful. I do have to figure out how to actually show this correctly for the camera, because I look into the camera, but then when I actually draw a card, I have to always check out how I have to move my hand. I guess I'll be practicing that for my next live stream. And I have to say, this is different than my Instagram live streams, because with my Instagram live streams, I'm working always from my phone, and this time I'm working from my laptop. Wonderful is a second chakra energy that reminds us that life is wonderful, that we can engage all our senses. When we have an abundance of wonderful energy, it can be as simple as just taking the time to massage yourself, have a good cup of tea or coffee or your favorite beverage. Hot chocolate is also good this time of year if you're on the northern hemisphere like me and it's cold. And this wonderful energy is just there to envelop all of us and to remind us that, as shitty as life sometimes can be, there's always something that is wonderful or that we can make wonderful, especially in this season of giving. And I think it's great and wonderful how much people are always helping and giving and joining and making the world a better place. And if you're watching this live stream back, that's because you're one of them. And you have either Googled Giving Tuesday and you found me through that, or maybe you found me through the website and I found me through that, or maybe you found me through the website. And I have to say, in 15 years of having my own practice, I have many, many, many wonderful clients, and I love them all. And I love sending this kind of energy out to them. So that is for everybody who will be watching this back once I figure out how to put it on the YouTube channel. So thank you for taking the time to actually look this back. And also a big thank you for everybody who's joining in and out in the live stream. And I'd like to do a little bit more about why giving is so important and why gratitude is so important. When we are in the energy of gratitude, when we are in the energy of feeling thankful about what we have, this is where we kind of signal that that is what we want to have more of. This is where we kind of spend time and energy and attention to something that matters to us, to something that's good for us. And because of that, we become more abundant, we become more vibrant, we become happier. So it's so easy sometimes when we have so much good to focus on the small bad things that are difficult. And when we do that, that is where we attract more of the bad stuff, because that's what we're putting our time and focus and energy on. But the opposite also counts. If we take some time to connect to gratitude, to giving, then naturally we'll also connect to the cycle of receiving. And it's so important to do that and allow ourselves to receive what we need to receive. So, spiritually speaking, I spend a lot of time in gratitude. I feel I have a lot to be thankful for. Um, and that is something I always recommend people do on my blog. There's also some gratitude exercises for people who would like to join in on that. And because of that, I'm also very grateful sometimes to remind myself of the talents I have and the things I can share. People who've been my clients, of course, know that for 15 years when I started doing this professionally, when I started doing readings and giving people advice and answering questions about past and the now and the future, and had so many people being really grateful and actually telling me how I made positive changes in their lives, which is wonderful. And it's quite wonderful as well that I helped so many people that sometimes I don't know who they are anymore. And they meet me again and say, "Oh, I was so happy with the reading you did for me like 8 years ago. That really made a difference." And I was thinking, 8 years ago, I forgot who you are. I don't know your name anymore. Then, and one time I used to feel very ashamed about that I couldn't remember everybody. But at the same time, now I'm very grateful that I made a difference in the lives of so many people that I am not able to remember all their names and I'm not able to remember all the readings I did. And the same counts for my healing work. I love being able to be as abundant and share so much videos on my YouTube channel with meditations, with just 1 minute talking about something that's joyous and something positive in the world. There's so much negativity, and it's so easy to forget what matters. And it's so important to spark joy in yourself and in others. So I definitely love that I've been abundant enough to do that. I'm not quite sure what the next year brings because 3 videos a week is quite a lot. Um, and that's the free readings I do every week with a positive week boost, as well as the monthly energy readings. It's the Creating Joy series, it's the True Unity series, and it's, of course, today I did that as well. My volunteer work in Dutch on the radio, the spiritual moment, which I am still hoping to translate with English subtitles. So my English speaking clients actually know the spiritual topics I speak about in my spiritual column. So it's always been a little difficult that I'm not able to speak in 2 languages at the same time. Because, well, that I'm not able to speak in 2 languages at the same time because, well, I love speaking English and being able to reach a big audience. I have some Dutch clients who do not speak English fluently and who would love for me to do this kind of live sessions in Dutch as well. But it's quite hard. I always need to pick and choose if it's going to be English or Dutch. And this time I picked English because Giving Tuesday is a lot bigger and a worldwide movement. So that is why I chose to do it in English this year. But I've also done Giving Tuesday sessions at my practice in Delft, the Netherlands, in Dutch. Um, and maybe I'll be doing that next year again. But for now, I'm grateful that I'm here and you are here. And I see people moving again in and out of the live stream. And I would like to do a small exercise. So when I create my exercises, you will find many, many, many on my blog. I usually check out what people have been asking me about. So if a lot of people are asking me about relationship stuff, I usually do some relationship exercises because a lot of people actually are in need of that. And it's quite easy because then I can actually link people to my blog and say, hey, you're asking me the same question that some other people also ask me. That's because there's usually a lot of synchronicity in what people need. And so I usually have clients grouped in the same kind of energy coming at the same time. So when I do abundance exercise, usually it has to do about the fact that people have trouble receiving. So that's why in the energy boost, I also opened you up to just receiving. But this is a small exercise that you can do for yourself. If you have done any type of visualization work, it's quite easy. If you haven't done it, you can also do it by just listening and hearing a word. So some people are quite visual. So when they read my exercises on my blog, they can just visualize everything quite easy. And sometimes people are um, not that visually talented. I hesitate to say, and they prefer actually to write things down. So that's why I also have a lot of exercises that make use of automatic writing, because when we do that, we do get into an intuitive flow, and then you can just write things down. So you can do this exercise either by visualizing, if you're good at that, whether it's with your eyes open or your eyes closed, or if you're more of a writer, you can do it with automatic writing, or even draw something. So this is an exercise to see how open you are to receiving and to actually increase your capacity to receive. I'm just going to sit a little bit different on my chair. So the first thing to realize is that our capacity to receive is usually diminished from what it should be, because other people are telling us, don't be greedy, learn to share. Or sometimes we feel kind of bad that people in our lives don't have much, so we don't also want to have a lot. And actually, that's the wrong thing, because if we're abundant and we have a lot, that means we can share it with everybody we love. And that means that overall, that is a good thing to do. So when our capacity to receive is big, is huge, is humongous, that means that we can receive everything that people give to us. That means that when somebody say, oh, I just want to thank you for being there for me, we don't say, oh, no need. We actually go and say, oh, that's great, thanks. I really appreciate that. And then we create a more of a flow of abundance and gratitude than if we would actually push that gift away. And besides, of course, gifts we can receive from people, there's also gifts that we receive from heaven, God, higher power, whatever you're comfortable with, however you want to call it, the universe, the universal force of love, whatever you feel is your higher power. So when our capacity to receive is big, then we can receive a lot. So if you're more a visualization person, just close your eyes and visualize the container that would be your capacity to receive. And if you're more of a writer, just write down what this container would look like. How big is it? Is it porous? Or if it's from strong material, what is it made of? If you're more of a drawer, you can draw it. And then once you've done it, in the next 2-3 minutes, while I drink more of my tea, take a look at what your container looks like. Is it small? Is it big? Is it uniform or not? What would your capacity to receive look like? And sometimes when I do this exercise with people, they have a really teeny tiny container. It's less than a cup of tea. They feel they can receive only a itty bit. And sometimes people can receive much more, and they have a vase or a swimming pool or something even bigger. And it's really good not to give yourself permission for your capacity to receive to stretch and to become bigger. Because today's Giving Tuesday. So if you want to give, you need to be able to receive, because when you're in a place of abundance, you can give more. So just allow yourself to breathe in and out, and allow your vessel of what is there to receive to grow and transform. Maybe you're going from a cup to a bowl. Maybe you're going from a swimming pool to the ocean. Maybe you're going from the ocean to the universe. Whatever you're comfortable with, just allow it to transform and to become more. So we can become more. So the world can become more. And when I did this exercise for the first time for myself, I had like this really small vase, and it was leaking a little bit, because whenever I received something, I kind of felt guilty, so I let it kind of slip away. Sometimes when I do this exercise with people, they have containers that are smaller. Sometimes they have containers that are already bigger, and I say, good for you. It means that you are on your path for self-love and self-acceptance, because if you're willing to receive, that means you love yourself. If you're willing to receive, that means that you value yourself and you think you're valuable. And it's all okay if somebody gives it to you. That means that you have less guilt and less hang-ups. And that is wonderful. So you can also redo this exercise whenever you're comfortable and see how much more you're able to receive, and allow yourself to stretch the ability to receive things. And it's just like a muscle that you kind of learn how to do it. It's like actually allowing yourself. So whenever you do the exercise again, hopefully you will see bigger vessels, and you will understand where there's still a lack of receiving and how to fix that by allowing it to just be transformed until it's a bigger and bigger and bigger container. Hopefully you end up with the universe, or maybe something bigger. If you're an astrophysicist, I bet you can talk about multiple dimensions. I'm not quite sure if there's a container bigger than that, but it's very important to do that. And then you'll be able to see that you're able to receive in your life. You will see changes in your behavior. You will see more gratitude in yourself towards what others want to give you, and you will see how much easier it becomes to give to other people with no strings attached. Because when we're abundant, when the give receive balance is really, really good, it's so easy to give. It's so natural to give, because it's in all of us to want to make each other happy. It's in all of us to want to share. It's in all of us to want to make the world a better place. Of course, we have some difference of opinion on how we make the world a better place, but it would be quite boring if life was not like that and everybody would be the same. So this is around the last 10, 12 minutes of the live stream. So I want to talk a little bit about a giveaway. If there would have been like lots and lots of viewers right now, I would probably pick somebody from kind of the audience. Um, but I wasn't able to promote this live stream as much as I wanted. I actually did notice that I had to spend a lot more time with my baby than I thought I would. She got her vaccinations, and she is actually teething, which is quite early for her age. So I had to make the necessary sacrifices, which was taking care of her first, which I know every month early for her age. So I had to make the necessary sacrifices, which was taking care of her first, which I know every mom and every parent would totally understand. But that also means that I have a little less viewers than I thought I would have. So because of that, I would like to open the giveaway to a little bit of a wider audience, namely everybody who will be watching this live stream in the coming months. So if this is not 31 of December, you can still join this giveaway, or I should actually say 1st of January in Holland. That would be more fair. So if it's still 2024 in Holland, the Netherlands, and not wherever you are, because time zones are, of course, a thing. So check it. You can still join the giveaway to get a free reading by email on any questions you'd like. You get a full report where I make photos of your cards, and I write a report usually between 7 to 8 pages long of information for you. Before you get a reading, we'll have an intake where we discuss what kinds of answers you're looking for, so I can tailor your reading with kind of sub-questions and things to whatever you need to hear and whatever you are looking for. So that basically means that you get around 25 to 30 minutes of a free intake by phone or a couple of emails back and forth. You will get a reading report, and afterwards you will still get some aftercare depending on your reading. Sometimes if it is, for example, questions about choices you need to make in the near future, then the aftercare is, of course, after those choices were made. But if it's about something that the timeline is a little longer, the aftercare is usually a little longer too. So how are you going to actually be able to join this giveaway? It's quite simple. You can actually now in the chat tell me you want to join. And I think I should be able to reach you. Or you can send me a message to info@flowofmiracles.com, and I'm going to put it in the chat also, so everybody watching this back and reads the chat. The giveaway is valid until the 1st of January 2025 in the Netherlands. And join in by emailing me at info@flowofmiracles.com with the subject of live stream giveaway. And I will definitely will let you know. Oh, and actually, because it's my tag, it actually tags me because of the ad. That's quite funny. So you can see it in the chat as well. You could also leave a comment under the live stream that you want to join in. But I think it's quite a bit harder for me to actually send messages to users. Or I could respond to your comment and let you know that I put you in the drawing pot. I will be drawing a lucky winner, and I will be giving them this great opportunity to have this free reading. So definitely join in. And I still have a couple of minutes. So if you still have a question for a reading or a healing and you're in the chat now, this is your opportunity to still ask me for something before I am closing the stream down. And I am very happy to be able to do the stream, and I am happy that I've been able to chat with all of you for Giving Tuesday, and to chat a little bit about giving, about gratitude, to do some energy healing boost and positivity readings, and as well as an exercise. So if you missed it and you're only joining in now, you can definitely check back the stream later once I figured out all the things on how to do it and put it back on my YouTube channel. And then you will be able to see that. I might take the stream offline and edit a little bit in the beginning because I had a lot of feedback loop and I don't know how the actual sound is going to sound. So I might still make changes in that. But I've been very grateful to be able to do this, and it was lovely to do this live stream for such a special day. And I'm pretty sure that in 2025, when I figured out more of the things I'm able to do with the YouTube live stream compared to the live streams on Instagram, that I'll be able to actually add some more things. I know in YouTube there's opportunities to have question and answers and to start a poll, but I didn't do it in this live stream yet because, like I said, I didn't have as much time to prepare this compared to how I usually live my life. Because being a mom is quite different than only being a wife, but I'm really enjoying that as well. So thank you all for joining me. This is the final 5 minutes, so I just want to share my gratitude with all of you, everybody who joined in, and also people who asked questions, and people who might still email me for the giveaway. Thank you for watching this live stream. Thank you for your generosity of your time to actually share that with me. And thank you for just being you. And I hope you have a great Giving Tuesday if it just started in your country. And if, like me, it's the end of the evening, it's almost 9 p.m. here. I hope you had a great one and you'll be able to take some time and actually think about giving. That I am so grateful that a couple of years ago I heard about Giving Tuesday for the first time. Actually, I don't remember when I first heard it. I was a little sad to see that Giving Tuesday, the Netherlands, last year was quite big with a new website and a lot of things being hosted and being done. And this year, um, actually, the website didn't change, which I saw 2 weeks ago. I don't know if they actually were able to do a bit more, but while it's wonderful to have an abundance of time to be able to give that to an organization, I know for a lot of people it can be really tough and life can get very busy. So I'm hoping next year there's be more opportunity to share this wonderful holiday and share this idea around the world, and especially in my own community a little bit more. And of course, promote it a little bit better besides my newsletter, so I can be able to reach an even bigger audience and make even more people happy. But I hope I made you happy and that you had a good time listening to my very first YouTube live stream. And I think I liked it a bit more than the ones I do on Instagram, so I might be hosting them more regularly because it's quite easy to see the chat here compared to Instagram, although it's not completely fair because I'm doing the YouTube live stream now on my laptop versus on my phone. But it's been quite wonderful to do that. So thank you all, and I wish you a wonderful day. And of course, take some time to look at all the other free resources I have. My YouTube channel is filled with all kinds of helpful resources to heal, to find joy, and to live your best life. My blog at blog.flowofmiracles.com also has wonderful exercises and affirmations to do. My Instagram has a couple of Instagram live sessions about various spiritual topics, and I always have wonderful quotes every Friday to remind you what quotes there are to live by and to get you thinking a little bit. And of course, I'd love to see you as a client. You can simply ask me for a free intake to see if I can help you and to discuss what I can do for you, whether it's by phone, by email, by video chat, or in my practice in Delft, the Netherlands. I love having the space there to meet you as well. So thank you all so very much, and hopefully I'll be seeing you next time in the chat during the live stream or in the comments. Take care.